Hi everybody, welcome to another Innovative Hobby Supply video. Today we are going to be assembling the 164 Arlo Raceway Tower. This kit includes 2 pieces of window plastic, 2 flag posts, landscape moss, and 2 separate types of race towers. Both are great for displaying near your 164 racetrack. One of the most important skills to know before assembling your innovative hobby supply model is scoring. It involves a straight edge and a hobby knife to break the surface tension so that the flex stock is able to bend clean. As you can see, I made a practice piece to show you how it's done. Simply line up the ruler along the line and gently press down the hobby knife on the flex stock. Once done, fold. This technique allows you to make a flat, ordinary piece of flex stock into something more intricate and 3D. Today we'll be using the standard equipment for this model: a ruler, scissors, watercolor markers, a hobby knife, hot glue gun, and some scotch tape. So let's jump right into it. The very first step is to carefully cut around the art that's included in the kit with a good pair of scissors. I recommend gathering the smaller items into groups after cutting each page so it's less likely to lose anything that's important. Here's what it looks like after cutting all the items out. The very first step is to collect the lap scoreboard tower art that includes the base, the top part, and the tower sides. Next, grab a corresponding watercolor marker and touch up the white outer edges. Touching up the outer edges with the corresponding watercolor marker makes the art blend nicely together and adds lots of realism. Score all the white lines on the tower sides and the glue tabs where my finger is pointing with a hobby knife and a ruler. After scoring, fold all the sides inwards to create a long cube-like structure. Then fold all the glue tabs inwards and make sure they are all at a 90-degree angle from the sides. Grab a corresponding watercolor marker and touch up the scored seams. Then from the white side of the tower, place hot glue along the inside edges where the other side connects. Evenly line up the walls and glue together. Hold until completely dry. Grab the base and place the tower on top evenly. To secure to the base, place hot glue onto the bottom glue tabs. Next, grab the top part of the tower. Score all the white lines next to the red border on the top and the bottom tab white line with a hobby knife and a ruler. Fold all the tabs downwards into a nice cube. Then to secure everything together, use hot glue. Hold until completely dried. Grab a corresponding watercolor marker and touch up the scored seams. Where the gray square is on the bottom, evenly line it up with the tower we glued to the base. Secure it with hot glue. Grab the flagpole and a large flag. Use a flag sling to measure the pole. Cut 4 pieces to create 4 flag poles total. Put aside for later. Then grab all the larger flags and glue the front and back sides together. Make sure they're in the right position before gluing together. Use hot glue to secure. Then grab corresponding watercolor markers and touch up the outer edges. Next, grab a pencil to round the flags or simply use your finger like I did. Rounding the flags adds so much more realism to the kit. I recommend doing this to all the flags. Adjust to your own liking. Then add a small amount of hot glue in the crack of the flag pull, place a flag in between and hold until dry. Repeat this step for all the flags. There you go, this is what it should look like after assembling. Place the flags anywhere on top of the lap tower roof. Have fun with the placement like I did. Use a small amount of hot glue to secure. Now it's time to assemble the small flags. You can either touch up the white outer edges before gluing together or after. Glue the same colored flags onto the backs of each other. Use a corresponding watercolor marker to touch up any white outer edges. Slightly round the flags, and lastly, place anywhere on the tower's roof. This is what my flag placement looks like. Feel free to use the same one as a reference for your own kit. Now it's time to glue some landscape moss on top of the base. Your kit has bushes on the base so you can see where to add the moss on top. Use small amounts of hot glue to secure the moss evenly around the tower. Adding the landscape moss around the tower adds so much realism and detail to the kit. On to the next step, grab the bottom of the other tower and score these white lines my finger is tracing with a hobby knife and a ruler. Fold all the tabs inwards together to create a huge cuboid. Then touch up the scored seams with a watercolor marker. Place hot glue along the glue tab, evenly line up the other wall on top. Then glue the top tab downwards on top of the rest of the building. Then grab the optional 2D Arlo Raceway sign, touch up the outer edges with the marker, and evenly place it on top of the original art. Use hot glue to secure. This is what the bottom of the tower should look like after assembling. Grab all the top of the tower stuff. Let's score the glue tabs first with a hobby knife and a ruler. After, fold inwards. Then touch up the scored seams with a watercolor marker. Then touch up the white outer edges with the same watercolor marker. Do the same steps for the front wall. Score the 2 glue tabs on the sides and then touch up any white outer edges with the watercolor marker and the scored seams. Then grab the back wall and touch up the white outer edges. For the roof, grab a blue watercolor marker and touch up the white outer edges. Grab the bottom of the roof and the top. For the bottom roof, flip over so the white side is facing you. Carefully color the inside edges with blue. After, glue the roofs onto the backs of each other evenly. Put aside for later. Then grab the back wall and illusion room, glue them onto the backs of each other evenly with hot glue or white glue. This step is optional. If you want to use the window plastic to create realistic looking windows, follow this step. Grab the front wall and use a hobby knife and a ruler to cut the inside parts of the windows. Avoid cutting the window frames at all times. The inside of the window should come off very easily when cut properly. Carefully touch up the white inside edges with a watercolor marker. Use the same steps when cutting the inside part of the windows on the side walls. Avoid cutting window frames at all times. The inside part of the windows can be disposed after cutting out carefully. Touch up the white inside edges after cutting. Repeat the same steps for the other side wall. Next, place glue either along the white lines on the base or on the bottom of the tower. Glue the tower against the base evenly while lining up with the white lines. If any white lines show, use a dark watercolor marker to touch up any areas showing. This is what it should look like after the tower is connected to the base. Touch up the white outer edges with the black watercolor marker. Then place glue along the glue tab on the front side. Place the front wall evenly on top. Hold until dry. You can also use white glue to secure. Then grab the correct side wall and glue against the front wall glue tab and the tower bottom glue tab. Line up evenly. Hold until dry. After securing one side wall, secure the other side wall with the same steps. To secure the back wall, secure one side at a time. Place glue along one of the glue tabs, line up evenly, and then once dry, move on to the other glue tab and connect to the rest of the tower. Then grab the glass included in the kits, cut to the right shape, make sure it's a little bigger than the window size so it has room to glue onto the back side. I recommend doing this step before assembling the top part of the tower together. If not, just trace the glass shape along the windows to get the right size. Take off both sides of the glass wrapper until see-through. Use a small amount of hot glue to secure from the inside of the tower. Line up evenly. Make sure you can't see any glue from the front side. Then place the roof on top, letting more of the roof hang over on the front. Secure with glue. For the sign, glue both sides together. Place anywhere on the roof with hot glue. This is what the sign looks like after assembled and put on the roof. And we are done. Here are the final tower products. I definitely enjoyed assembling these two amazing race towers, and I hope you did too. Super easy and realistic. The 164 Arlo Raceway Towers model is a level 2 skill kit and will take approximately 1 hour to complete. Once this model is assembled, it's plenty rugged and will give any hobbyist many years of enjoyment for displaying on your racetrack or train layout. You can get this model and many others on innovativehobbysupply.com. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you subscribe down below. And if you need further instructions for the kit that we just assembled today, make sure to check out our website at innovativehobbysupply.com.